Mr. Maksim Kunin, you're the managing partner at investment management group based in Moscow. Could you just give us a little background about the company?
We are one of the largest fund managers in Russia. We currently manage Russia Development Fund with mostly with European capital.
Okay. Could you tell me about the residential Russian real estate market at the moment?
It's actually it's a very interesting market to which we focused our attention quite recently. When we raised the fund a couple of years ago, we were looking at commercial real estate, but with current crisis, we were able to enter residential market for the first time. And it's extremely undersupplied market with enormous amount of opportunities, which we're currently trying to exploit.
Okay, so you say the market presents a huge opportunity to a selected group of investors. Can you explain a little more about this?
The market, it's actually a rare situation when you can refer to history and you can learn a lot from history. Russia was an agricultural country until very beginning of 20th century, and then basically within 20 years it was turned into industrial country. With enormous mass of population were moved from countryside to the newly built cities, but because they didn't have time to build housing, they had to put people in barracks. So over the last 100 years, and starting from beginning of the century until now, very few modern construction was developed in the country. So today Russia has enormous mass of population living in a substandard conditions. So when the real estate market started in modern Russia approximately 15 years ago, the first developers who moved into residential, they were able to finance their construction by pre-sales, which is a very unique concept. I don't think it exists in the West. Basically, developers would put stick in the ground and say, I'm going to build a building here. Next day, they will pre-sell everything. So from this point of view, they build enormous businesses. They build one of the largest residential companies in Europe, but they never really used equity capital. They never used debt capital. So for us, as for investors, the market was basically closed. We couldn't get in because there's no need for capital. It's changing now because people are kind of skeptical. They're not buying at the early stages of construction. So there is a window of opportunity where people can come in and invest.
Okay, so with all this opportunity you say there is, does the region attract a lot of foreign direct investment?
Not currently. Unfortunately, a lot of foreign investors pulled out of Russia 2 years ago, and they are not coming back at the moment. Which is, I said, unfortunately, it's very fortunate for us because we are currently probably one of very, very few up and running foreign investors in Russia.
And why do you think they pulled out? Because of the recession, but why do you think they don't want to come back?
I think it's obviously, they pulled by various reasons, and probably crisis was the largest reason. A lot of them lost money as they lost in other parts of the world. Secondly, they felt, and some of them still feel, that they have alternative opportunities in their home countries where they can get returns similar to Russia. At the same time, we believe that these opportunities are evaporating. So people will be looking at Russia very, very soon. But unfortunately for Russia, perception is quite negative, which is difficult to pin down and explain exactly why 2 years ago everything was more or less the same politically, economically. So we expect foreign capital to come back, but not in large numbers and not very soon.
Okay, what sort of time frame are you thinking?
Something going to happen over the next 6 to 12 months, and then everyone will be rushing back again.